Bitcoin was created to function as peer-to-peer electronic cash. A peer-to-peer service is a decentralized platform where two or more individuals interact with each other, without intermediation by a third party. Few examples of peer-to-peer system are, of course, blockchain, torrent, and Skype. Before we dive deep into how Bitcoin transactions work, it is worth mentioning that Bitcoin do not exist per se. Those BTC in your wallet do not explicitly exist the way cash, coins, or even stocks do. There are no physical Bitcoins anywhere, not on a hard drive, or a spreadsheet, or a bank account, and not even a server somewhere. Think of the blockchain as a record of the transactions between various Bitcoin addresses. Let us take a sample Bitcoin transaction between Nibba and Nibby, where Nibba wants to send Bitcoin to Nibby. Sending BTC requires having access to the public and private keys associated with that amount of Bitcoin. When we talk about someone having Bitcoins, what we actually mean is that person has access to a key pair, comprised of a public key to which some amount Bitcoin was previously sent, and the private key. Public keys are random sequences of letters and numbers that function similarly to an email address or a social media site username. They are public, so you are safe sharing it with others. The private key is another sequence of letters and numbers. However, private keys like passwords to email or other accounts are to be kept secret. In our example transaction, Nibba wants to send some BTC to Nibby. To do this, he uses his private key to sign a message with the transaction-specific details. This message is then sent to the blockchain. This transaction is then broadcast to the Bitcoin network, where miners verify that Nibba's keys are able to access the inputs he claims to control. This confirmation process is known as mining because it requires resource-intensive computational labor and rewards miners in BTC per block solved. This is also the process by which new Bitcoins are created. Now that you understand how Bitcoin transactions work, let me ask you a question. That, if you have 2 BTC in your wallet, which came from 4 different friends who each sent you 0.5 BTC for your birthday. Now, one thing to be noted here is that, for convenience, your wallet interface will display your holdings as 2 BTC. But, your wallet did not add up each of those 0.5 BTC inputs into 2 BTC within your wallet. Now let us say that you went for shopping and you want to buy clothes from a merchant worth 0.25 BTC. Now my question is, that what do you think will happen when you transfer 0.25 BTC to the merchant? Are those 0.5 BTC going to split into 0.25 and 0.25 BTC? Pause the video and think about it. The answer is that Bitcoin users cannot split a transaction into smaller amounts, and only the entire output of a transaction can be spent. So, when you open your wallet and type 0.25 in the amount field, what technically happens is that one of the 0.5 BTC transactions will be sent, in its entirety. The difference is then returned via a new transaction. Here is the technical process broken down. 1. The amount owed for your clothing is 0.25 BTC. Second is that you send the 0.5 BTC input to the store. And third is the clothing store's Bitcoin address is the output. But, your wallet actually creates 2 outputs for this transaction. One for 0.25 BTC to the clothing merchant, and one for 0.25 BTC to a new address created by your wallet to receive the change from the merchant. Please like and subscribe.
So